아무래도 좀 오랜만에 오프라인 대회여가지고 긴장도 많이 됐고 좀 여러 가지로 너무 아쉬웠던 것 같아요.
IM에서 잘하자 해서 갔는데 제 생각처럼 잘 풀리진 않았던 것 같아요.
뭐 없었어요. 제가 준비한 거에 대한 후회가 없었기 때문에. 욕심이 생기다 보니 이제 스트레스도 많이 받고 그게 경기에서 드러나고 그랬던 것 같아요, 하반기에는.
메타, 패턴 이런 것들은 파악은 진작 했는데 이제 그거를 적응하고 적용하는 게 쉽지가 않죠, 옛날보다는. 디테일한 것들도 되게 많이 발달돼 있어서 어려움을 겪는 것 같아요.
올해는 진짜 다를 것 같아요. 왜냐면 지금까지 해왔던 연습 방식이랑 아예 다르게 하고 있기 때문에 그래도 좀 다르지 않을까라는 기대를 걸고 있어요.
제가 10강 5인 1조 방식에 자신이 있어가지고 그룹 스테이지만 좀 잘 넘기면 6강까지도 충분히 갈 수 있을 것 같아요. 제가
잘하면은 이제 뭐 한 8강, 4강 정도는 가겠고 이제 4강 정도 가면 잘하는 선수들끼리 남으니까 종족의 한계 때문에 이제 4강 정도에서 이제 못 이기겠죠? 준우승이라도 해야 되는데
사실 그렇게 낙관적으로 생각하고 있진 않아요. GSL 예선도 되게 힘들게 뚫은 느낌이라서 그냥 최대한 할 수 있는 노력은 해보고 있습니다, 지금도.
제가 올해 잘할 수 있을까요? 제대로 준비되었다는 가정하에 그렇지 않다면 꿈도 꾸지 마라. 저도 항상 느끼는 거지만 진짜 준비돼 있는 자한테만 또 오는 거니까요.
제가 지금 청약 당첨돼서 심사 중인데 통과할 수 있을까요? 현실적으로 생각해라. 뭔가 안 될 것 같아요. 불안하네요. 언젠간 되겠죠.
우승하고 싶은데 가능할까요? 등잔 밑이 어둡다? 뭔가 좋은 느낌은 아니네요. 근데 우승이란 건 원래 약간 꿈 같은 그런 거기 때문에 약간 좋지 않은 글귀가 나왔다고 해도 별로 실망하거나 그러진 않는 것 같아요. 포기하지 않는 게 과연 옳은 걸까? 최선의 결정을 내리기 위해서는 침착해라. 제 생각이랑은 좀 비슷하네요. 포기하기보다는 좀 더 한번 침착하게 생각해봐라. 약간 이런 의미로 받아들이면 되겠죠?
올 한 해 제가 잘 풀릴까요? 다른 모습으로 나타날지도. 뭐 대회 성적만 제가 원하는 대로 안 나오더라도 그냥 과정을 즐기면 뭐 될 것 같아요. 토스가 이대로 괜찮을까요? 이번에는 흡족하지 않을지도. 이 책 심상치 않은데요? 뭔가 있는 것 같은데요?
Today's matchup. Trap, GuMiho. Creator, Solar. Most competitive, 1 versus 1 game. Africa TV Freak Up Studio Live. 2022 GSL Season 1 Code S.
All right, welcome back. It is Upside Down and Backwards World. We have Creator versus GuMiho in the winners match. Definitely the players that we were kind of thinking were the underdogs here, which of course means later on we're going to have Trap versus Solar in the losers match. And honestly, I could see either of these players advancing. I really can. I think that GuMiho did play well against Trap. Creator's a different Protoss. He got to see those games, you know, and yeah. I mean, when Creator plays well, he's actually a very good Protoss player. It's just he's been so emotional and had so many tough games over the years that we forget that he actually is a very, very good player.
Yeah, and I think the planning for that third build was very smart. You know, I didn't think he was going to do something cheesy like that.
Yeah.
But completely blindsided Solar, and kind of weirdly enough, it's Solar versus Trap in the losers match. That's crazy. One of those guys is going to eliminate the other one. But now we've got GuMiho who's back, who's looking extremely strong against Protoss, going up against Creator, who right now is having one of his best GSL days so far.
Yeah. Creator can win this group, man. That's a big moment for him. It's probably the best moment he's had in a couple of years.
In a long time, no doubt. But yeah, GuMiho seems to have a very good handle on Protoss and a very different way of playing the game. So let's see how these two players open up.
2022 GSL Season 1. Team MB, Creator. by Storm Gaming, GuMiho.
Oh, okay, already a probe out on the map.
Yeah. All right.
And I was going to say, is he going to make a pylon or not? So it's,
Yeah, this is going to be a 2-gate.
yep. So one in the main, another one over here, right outside the entrance.
Look at their online score, Tasteless, 30 and 30. I know this
That's
one isn't
funny.
online, but well, everything is because StarCraft 2 doesn't have land. But
That's funny.
but yeah, no, this is a nice aggressive build coming out of Creator. I like it. I like it. And look at this command center, just right on location. And this is going to be something that his build is actually going to be quite good against.
Yeah, I mean, when you're Protoss and you're doing this and you see the command center being made, you know you're in very good shape in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Dude, like who thought Creator might be the savior of Protoss this season? He might be the reason that we don't get a patch, Tasteless.
This is a story of biblical proportions
It
if he
really
actually
is.
moves on here.
Oh my god.
Oh, now hold on.
Oh, he's going to scout it?
Oh my God.
You kidding me?
Being too much of a clicky gamer.
Too much.
Just should have committed.
Oh.
He finds it anyways. But honestly, like, you only need to tip the alarms, you know, a few seconds early back at home to try to get ready for something like this. And so he started the bunker. Dude, I don't know, man. You know, maybe you should have let that probe die. I don't know.
That, you know what? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's got another phase to this, so I guess
Yeah.
not. But like, I see what you were saying with that too. That there's merit there, Tasteless.
Well, now that the bunker is going to finish like perfectly in time, and I mean, you can't really do that much with the Zealot and the Stalker. I mean,
but
you could
he
see,
has Plan B, Tasteless, the other proxy pylon.
yeah, but what is he going to do? Make a Stargate and then get an Oracle and then kill some stuff,
I think you.
and then
I bet you
lose the game later?
Robo, I think actually.
Oh, Robo. Okay. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. He's like, yeah, well, I wanted a spot for medevacs.
It's
So
a
now,
great location.
this is a funny thing when Protoss is cheesing like this, like doing a lot of crazy things at once, and it's all getting found, and you're kind of trying to play your hand the best you can, you know?
Mhm.
So, like, he's not going to use that pylon now, and he's making a Twilight Council back at home.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough situation. There's no question. He actually finishes the shade. Oh, okay. Not a huge fan of that move, but okay.
Not a fan of it.
Not a fan. I wouldn't subscribe to that move's newsletter.
Dark Shrine. Where's it being made, though?
I think
Oh,
it's
I
at
think
the proxy pylon, maybe?
Yeah.
So he has 2 proxy gates on either side.
Now, I just
And
want
he's
to point
getting
out
charge. Okay.
the SC. Oh, okay. I was about to say, if the SCV just goes up and sees that there's nothing being made out of there, it's like, all right.
But he's got to be thinking, like, this could be DT. There's
course.
proxy pylons everywhere.
I actually think creators handled this pretty well, considering that, like, 3 or 4 things in consecutive order have gone wrong.
Yeah.
You know. Robo. And there's the classic GuMiho unit, the Cyclone.
Yeah, that is
moving
That's a
out.
pretty GuMiho-ish unit.
Yeah. Nothing is more GuMiho than the Cyclone.
I would go as far as to say the Thor is a little bit more GuMiho-ish, especially if it's in a medevac.
Yeah,
a Thor hanging
with
from
a
medevac,
yeah.
nothing is
A
more
Thor
GuMiho
in
than
fetal
that.
position hanging on a medevac.
In fact, when a Thor like lifts its legs up on the medevac,
Mhm.
you can see its ankle tattoo and it's GuMiho's face.
It's ankle tattoo. It's right above the barbed wire that goes around the ankle.
It's like a butterfly, but it's it's GuMiho.
So the turret's going to finish here. I mean, I think this rush is almost finished in its failure.
Yeah, I mean, a turret's up. He sees the DT.
Now, I mean, the game will go on, but I mean, basically the Protoss has exhausted all the rest of the options to try to have some kind of success here.
Yeah, no, it's a bad position, but I think it's still a little bit playable. Like, if he blocks everything for the next couple minutes, he has a chance. I think you go Disruptor here, by the way. I think it's too soft if you go Colossus. We talked about this the other day. I like that. I like the turnaround. Use gun engage.
Yeah,
it's like,
like,
well, I
this
can
is
kill
a
these
bad
quickly.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, then the scan comes out and you lose 2 DTs and
Yeah.
all that.
He's like, I can kill 3 Marines maybe if he's not fast. And then, So Protoss takes the third. But again, you know, not a comfortable trip into the mid game here for Creator.
No, but he's getting his third Nexus. He is getting charged once again. That was a fake charge before. It's a Colossus. Well, this, remember we saw something somewhat similar against Bjorn, and the big thing that we talked about is how, you know, in a situation like this where you're going for DT and it's not really doing very much,
Right.
if Terran brings all their units together and does one big attack as opposed to sending units off in different directions, there's just not a very big army for Protoss. Now look, he's got 2 Archons. He's definitely got a bigger army than what we saw from, what was it, Nightmare?
Right.
But it's not a very big army, so I think that there's definitely potential here. Now, he has 1 medevac flying around and it is being chased, and this could allow him to get into a good position with his main army.
A lot of times this is all Terran needs to get into a very good spot to start the push. Is, you know, you make them chase this, you know, medevac full of units. And now he's going to be able to siege up very close and probably even cut the second and third base in half here. I mean, at least unit movement between the two.
Yeah, some nice micro right there. The siege tank hits going off pretty well. Actually trying to pick off some buildings there in the main base as well. Ooh, the Archon's coming out. He has to be careful with these Marines. You don't want to be wasting these, and that's an overcharge. I think he should just pull back against that. I don't see any real reason to fight during that, but okay. He's going to do that, and yeah, GuMiho doing a pretty darn good job here.
Yeah, right now Creator barely hanging on. It looks like he's going to clean up that drop in the main. Is this an overextension by Terran? Good pickup by Creator there. Now, okay, GuMiho is going to commit more. I was going to say, are these tanks going to turn around or not? In fact, he's got a third tank that's going to come and merge with these 2.
Yeah, there's multiple Colossi, though. Sees that DT as he scans. The DT gets pulled back very nicely here from Creator. Shield batteries being picked off, which is actually a great way to deal with them. Now we're up to 3 Colossi. No Archons. You can see the actual Gateway army's pretty small, but it might just be enough to push him back.
Yeah, that was almost more than enough. You could see
Nicely done.
Gumi almost overestimated his position there and then realizes, oh, actually, I need to ditch the 3 tanks now before I lose everything that's over here. And who knows, man, maybe Creator is going to be able to navigate this one to a victory.
Well, I like his position more than GuMiho's right now.
Me
now
too.
that he held it, yeah. Like, he did take some damage during there, so it's not like I don't think GuMiho is lost, but GuMiho's sitting here playing, like, Marine only. He's getting concussive shells, so at least that tells us he knows that the Marauder exists. And yeah, let's see.
Okay, so we've got another drop coming up in here towards the main, but already Creator has units there to try to help defend. And what's been a pretty close game here. I mean, it's 3 base to 3 base. Creator is clearly not comfortable taking a 4th, at least just yet. But the DT coming in here, and there's going to be a lot more DT usage with the blink. That'll become more difficult for the Terran to deal with the longer the game goes on.
Look how annoying that is. The Terran units have their +1 armor, and the DT doesn't have its +1 attack, so it's 2-shotting SCVs.
Yeah.
It's like, DT's 2-shotting a worker. It's just, ugh.
Takes a long time to kill anything. Now, look at this. Terran takes the 9 o'clock spot on the mini-map. I feel like we never see that, like kind of expanding in this direction.
We don't ever see that. You're definitely right.
GuMiho is such a different player when he's in the game.
Yeah.
And you can see that even now. Like, he just, the whole ebb and flow of everything is different.
Look at this setup. And he has a good amount of Vikings to go with this. This is a funny looking attack, but it actually looks really, really good.
Yeah, he's set up a pretty complicated spot for Creator to untangle.
Yeah.
And Creator, I don't know what he wants to do. It almost seems like he wants to just go for a counterattack. I'm not sure how effective this is. It does seem like GuMiho has a pretty superior amount of supply. The problem is that this army hasn't even done damage yet. It's still moving. all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, this is kind of funny, isn't it? The Vikings come out and target that Prism. It does get pulled back. The Colossi taking a while to get up onto the front lines. The Zealots mostly die before they get there. And Creator, oh my god, he's under attack everywhere now. GuMiho going to jump into the natural here.
No, this is better for GuMiho for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just starting to do so much damage over on this side. And if he just gets in the main, it doesn't matter how much more Protoss is going to mine out. Terran can kind of hunker down on the 2 bases, and I don't think that what Creator has down there is actually enough to really hack and saw their way through the 2nd base into the main. So
yeah.
I think we're almost finished with game 1, and it should be a victory here for GuMiho.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. The probe's just continuing to be massacred here, unfortunately. Just not a lot left over for Creator. Oh, that's too bad. I felt like he was in a decent position. That was a good attack from GuMiho, though. It was like so difficult to deal with. Really great positioning.
Oh my god,
But
these
yeah.
Vikings doing so much damage. There's just not enough to fight it right now.
We're just going to see GG, I think.
Yeah, this
Tasteless.
should be over.
I think at this point, it's...
I don't think there's a functional gateway in the game right now.
You might be right. He's making a few at his 3rd, but that's not a good position to be in. He's withdrawn some of his army, but GuMiho just has way more. Look at this medevac count. It's like really high. 6 medevacs right now.
Yeah, he's in very good shape. Weirdly, we're going to see the Protoss kind of take this base further out. But again, we're not sure about the infrastructure and what he can do with it. He pretty much lost all the tech buildings he had between that attack and the main. It does seem like Creator might have enough that GuMiho needs to be careful to not overextend and to not throw this situation, because I think, clearly this is an advantageous position for GuMiho as long as he can play it out safely. He's going to inch in even further.
Yeah, he's going to take out this +2 attack, and Creator really doesn't have anything going on. He's down 30 army supply and 20+ probes.
He's going to have those 3 gates finished, but it's like, how much is this really going to help?
Yeah,
Not even all of the Terran army is here to defend, by the way. A good amount of the Marines are actually fighting a pylon north of this. So Creator might actually kill off more than I think he was technically supposed to kill here.
Yeah. His overcharge actually did amazingly well. He was trying to make out the Dark Shrine. Unfortunately, that got picked off as well. GuMiho going to boost out with what he's got left.
Yeah, the ruins of the main base is all he's going to see back in there. Oh my god, I didn't realize Terran took this base at the top left on the mini-map.
he was like, oh, Tasteless likes me taking 9. What about 10?
Yeah, Tasteless, I can go all the way to the top left before I win this game.
It's going to expand to the empty geysers in Creator's main pretty soon here.
Well, the funny thing is Protoss isn't looking there. And it's just in a weird enough spot where I don't think that, oh, well, hold on.
What if you lure him there, though?
Yeah, what if you're like,
But you're
whoa.
luring him into a planetary.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, you think you're okay? SCVs can repair this.
Well, I think Creator might just GG here. This is,
Yeah,
they're
this is getting
really, I mean, he's been dead a while, but you can understand when he has a standing army that he wants to keep fighting.
Yeah.
It was well executed from GuMiho. I think that attack was super cool with the way he had the tank sieged up, and then he had so much damage output because his army, it looks very weak against Colossus tech because it's almost pure Marine and then a few tanks, but then he also had those Vikings there. So I think Creator looked at that and said, this is not going to clean up well, and with that many medevacs, if you bring all of your army to one side, the medevacs will likely pick up a bunch of units and go into the main, so then you kill the tanks, but you lose your main. So I think that GuMiho set up a very difficult to engage push there into the main base of Creator, and Creator, he went for the counterattack, like with half of his army. It was a strange choice, and GuMiho really jumped on him when he realized what was going on.
So we go to game 2. I mean, Creator did look very strong in that game. GuMiho had these moments he overextended. I really chalk most of that up to the position GuMiho got, where he had the tanks on the low ground and the infantry being dropped off into the main. And it was like Creator didn't know what to do, so he kind of just attacked to the other side of the map.
Yeah,
and it set up a base trade that GuMiho came out ahead. But, I don't think we're going to have a game that will, be like that last one. So let's see what Creator's got as we go into game 2.
Yeah, He's playing well today. So I'm still giving him chances here. GuMiho, though, playing very, very well. In good shape right now. Looking to advance in first place. It will be our 4th Terran if he makes it.
Would be so cool, man. But let's see, man. Creator, he already beat Solar. And GuMiho had to do a lot more work in that game than he did against Trap, to be totally honest. So he's not out of this yet. Roughneck, map 2, go.
2022 GSL Season 1. Team MB, Creator.
It's funny, I almost forgot that he went for that double gate build in that game. Gate in his main and proxy game.
Yeah.
It's
Weird start.
It's like so much of the later part was really about like, the attacks from GuMiho and whether or not Creator was comfortable fighting them. It's easy to forget how we actually got there.
Yeah.
This time GuMiho is making a barracks that appears to be like a Macarax.
Yeah,
Macarax. So, this isn't going to be anything cheesy, but it might look like it if you're a Protoss who scouts the Terran pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's changing his play up enough, and he's done enough aggression that I think as Creator you have to take it quite seriously. Maybe you find it quickly, maybe you don't. But definitely you got to think about that. Go ahead, throw down his Nexus nice and quickly. That was a good first game. I really enjoyed that. Like, it was a very strong hold from Creator. The first hold, Like, he played that really well, and then he had a good Colossus count. Like, he bought a lot of time. He made like 4 to 5 batteries to hold that, and it was just right. The Archons helped a lot as well. I gotta say, I really am impressed with the Creator today. I think he's playing really nicely.
I agree. And he also seems to be very calm.
Yeah. Like, even when he gets cheesed out, he's playing well.
Calm is not even the right word. He has a very good attitude. We've seen him rage before, but like today, he looks kind of...
He's more collected today.
He's collected. You can see the adrenaline's going, but he's harnessing it in a good way.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Oh, it's important for emotional players to kind of figure that out.
And it's funny, there are good players who are not emotional at all, and there are good players that are very emotional.
Yeah.
Same is true for Bad as well.
Like Beyond, very emotional. MKP,
exactly.
Always very emotional. Innovation, Robot. There is the big range of that.
Yeah.
So, and Creator definitely on that emotional end.
So in this game, looks like we're going to set up for a quick drop. What are you laughing at?
No, I was just I was going through my head like who's emotional, who's not. And I was like, okay, who have I seen cry? And then I'm like, would I ever see Innovation cry? I'm like, no, I'd have to twist his arm like really badly. Oh, it hurts, like that's the only way.
Innovation is super like, yep, just happy to be here.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, this is my job. This is how I make money.
Yeah. I get my
wait.
third command center up and I start to push.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to get
After
out
the
of
game's done, the check comes a month later.
Yeah. Look at this, a cloak opener against Phoenix.
Now this is funny. And by the way, GuMiho, talk about a range of play here. Man, I mean, we've only seen his TVP, and that might be all we see today. He might 2-0 this and move out with 4 extremely different Terran vs. Protoss games.
I gotta say that the cloak has potential here. Because yes, it's a Phoenix opener, but when you go Phoenix opener, you don't really have any detection. So, yeah, let's see. He is making a robo, so it doesn't take that long to get an observer out. See if he gets any batteries. Of course, if GuMiho waits for 2, is he waiting for 2 to go? I think he is.
Yeah, I think so. Nope, he's not.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. It's going across, so he'll probably just attack. But if you wait for 2 and they went battery, it's devastating.
Yeah, I mean, you just get the one-shot stuff. No batteries that fast, Artosis.
No batteries.
No batteries that fast.
Overcharged batteries almost bring things back from the dead, but not quite.
Samsung has not made a battery that powerful yet. So we don't see this that often, by the way, guys.
No, this is super rare.
If you've watched GSL for a long time, then you saw it in the past, but this is not. And you know what? I'm not that surprised.
Yeah, that is a great opener now for Creator. The fact that he had that observer pop out, he saw this coming, he got into position, knocked it out, lost no probes. He's getting his third Nexus. You just have to be happy with this as Creator. But GuMiho has been like, he's been on top of it. He's been playing off-brand, like that is his brand. His brand is so off-brand that it's almost too on-brand.
Nice. So, I mean, look, the, you know, one of the early parts of the build completely backfired. I mean, when you send a Banshee out, especially in this matchup, like, you need to get kills.
Yeah.
You need to take some units out. You can't just, like, lose and be like, ah, that's too bad. I bought that thing, and then I bought an expensive upgrade for it, and it did literally nothing. So hopefully this Banshee can pay for itself, but it's hard to imagine the second Banshee paying for 2 Banshees and a cloak, right?
No,
so,
certainly not.
I mean, GuMiho not in a great spot. Now, this Banshee is going to come up here towards the second base while the push comes down here. And I think he actually wants to show the push first and have the Banshee get the kills, I think.
Well,
man.
Oh, nice pick off there.
Yeah, that was crazy targeting.
Yeah, the Banshee is getting a little bit done. But
I feel like GuMiho's going to lose his whole army here.
Yeah, I think so. Well, his army is like not very big because he went cloak Banshee, so yeah, definitely looking much better for Creator. Not the cleanest of cleanups, but good enough. Three kills on this Banshee.
I have to say, this is the rockiest game from GuMiho so far. I mean,
well, you don't expect your opponent to have 3 Phoenixes and an Observer waiting for your cloaked Banshee, probably.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like that's not very common.
I'm just saying, you know, it's definitely one where GuMiho's been kind of slapped down at every moment he's tried to come in there. I mean, he got, what, 5 probes with that Banshee, but, like, that's
it's not enough to pay for everything else that happened. But his worker count is really not bad here. It's his army that's a bit weak. And you know what? Actually, kind of thinking about this, the fact that I wonder if Creator before the match decided to go Phoenix Colossus, or like, I mean, before he came in, right? Like, had this as his plan on this map against GuMiho, or if he did it based on GuMiho's games. Because remember, we've been talking about this. GuMiho likes Marines. He likes Marine tank, right?
Right.
Like, most Terrans like a lot of Marauders. So, like, Colossi are better in general against GuMiho.
Sure, I mean,
so
Colossi,
the Phoenixes really help out.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, Colossi can just melt Marines, especially if you get pairs or even more of them there.
Yeah. But yeah, basically the Phoenixes can, you know, obviously they're always good anti-drop, but lift up siege tanks. They just kind of like cover for your Colossus to make sure that Vikings aren't going to knock them out. It really allows you to build a lot of Colossus and be very comfortable with them. So, I don't know, I like strategically the choice here from Creator.
Now, things are going to slow down quite a bit because I don't think GuMiho has any real moments where he can actually try to attack it anywhere. And Creator is still going to be powering up. He's getting his Thermal Lance finished up here. He's taking his 4th base. And we're going into late game PvT.
Hallucinated Phoenix flying through. Trying to figure out what's what. Our Vikings being made right now. Mortal being added in, Double Forger going. Charge almost done.
And GuMiho, I think he actually wants to push as he takes the 4th base. But is there a good target to go for here? I don't feel like there is.
I don't know where he could actually do damage.
This map can look like it's very open, but it's got like a wedge at the top and a wedge at the bottom that make it so that you can't move through there, which kind of tightens up one side of the map for the defender, where you're not really going to get hit from there. Maybe drop, but, you know, not that likely since the drop spot's the natural.
Oh, wow. Is Creator going to come through here? I actually thought that he would sit back there because
No,
that's
he
going to
is
be very
now.
hard for him to go through, right? Like for GuMiho to push here, like I understand he can siege his tanks, but can you actually ever go through against Mass Colossus?
You know, one mannerism of GuMiho's play is that he wants to try to force something to happen, and that can really be a double-edged sword. But he's kind of set up a pretty nice foothold here, especially now that these rocks are not destroyed above the siege tanks. Where, like, it's kind of hard to imagine a Terran getting in there and doing damage. I mean, a Protoss getting in there and killing that army is what I meant to say, excuse me.
Well, he's got his tanks sieged up where he wants them, that's for sure. Both sides, very healthy economies.
He's going for it.
Wow. Okay, comes in, lifts up those tanks.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Just completely destroyed. Clinical takedown there from Creator.
I mean, the lifts on the tanks just take out so much of that damage output. Creator in great control of this game. Really should be taking this one down. I'm not sure how GuMiho is supposed to fight back.
I think this game's almost over. I mean, this is
It
gonna
might be actually.
If
this
Creator,
attack, yeah.
wins this and wins the next, it's going to be a real Cinderella story, man. I mean, this could not be worse positioning, I think, here for some of these buildings.
Yeah, the positioning's good against Zealots, but against Colossi, it's just really, really not working out for him. Yeah, a lot of damage being put out by these Colossi. Lifts off that command center. The SCV's coming up to fight as well, but this is going to be a win for Creator. Going to be going to map 3.
GG.
All right, nice little series here. GuMiho, like, getting further and further out there with his builds. What is he going to use on set 3?
I don't know. I mean, you know, GuMiho hasn't really tried to end it outright against Creator. He's played pretty safely. Let's not forget, Creator really tried to come in there and shut him down in game 1, but I wouldn't put it past GuMiho trying to come out with something similar to that Marauder play that we saw, to kind of drag him into a loss, what we saw against Trap there.
You think so? Okay.
I don't know why I feel like that could be it, but, you know, Creator is one game away from actually being the biggest upset in the round of 20.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. This is a really tough group.
That would be like a very cool story.
Those two chumps, Trap and Solar, are going to battle it out down in the losers.
I don't even
match.
care about that match.
Yeah, what?
Couple of has-beens down there.
Glittering Ashes, guys. That's where it's going to end. Creator and GuMiho are about to settle this. And I'll tell you what, man, Creator is looking better and better in that mid game into that late game. GuMiho bringing a little bit of an older style, something that worked in the past. Is it going to work against Phoenix Colossi, especially when you fill that in with the rest of the tech? Does Creator cheese? That's also a possibility as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways this game could go, guys, and we're going to find out what happens now.
2022 GSL Season 1. Team MB, Creator. Storm Gaming, GuMiho.
Exciting.
Very exciting.
I mean, whoever goes in first place, it's like really impressive.
So he's sending a probe out. Now we don't know what this means yet. Do we have a pylon made somewhere on the map or not? I mean, from the looks of it, if he did do something like that, it's not going to go very well against what GuMiho's doing. He's getting a wall in here. And it's not going to be that. He's just going to scout right away. So, okay.
By the way, I do want to mention, if you take a look at like the players that are advancing right now. Okay, GuMiho, Creator, Ryung, Maru. These are all guys from like Season 1.
Yeah, that's right.
These are Season 1, Season 2 guys. Like, that's really interesting now that I'm kind of thinking about it. Whereas you get someone like, you know, Solar and Trap, they definitely are from much later on. So just want to throw that out there. That's kind of cool.
We're getting the OGs.
DRG
really
is quite an old player, not a Season 1 guy, but very, very old.
Still, I mean, yeah, he's been around forever,
Pre-Kespa,
man.
yeah.
Oh yeah, DRG was pre-Kespa.
Dude, he still has the greatest accomplishment, in my opinion, where there was a GSL where there was 31 players on Kespa teams in DRG.
Yeah, that's
GSL.
right. He was just...
He was the last standout. To be fair, a lot of the best GSL players got picked up by Kespa teams like Parting and Maru, and they were in it too, but I'll remember it how I want to remember it.
So the Robotech started up here. Again, with GuMiho, we're always watching what kind of comp does he go for. He's got a very unorthodox way of playing. It's almost hard to describe sometimes. He really approaches the race so differently than anybody else in StarCraft.
I gotta say, Robo, this is like if I were playing, right, and I knew the style of GuMiho, I'd be opening Robo every game. Because just straight Colossus against someone that just doesn't make many Marauders, like you're just shredding Marines. And in fact, like whenever someone goes heavy tanks, it means heavy Marines. So Colossus is just kind of a good counter against GuMiho.
Yeah, Phoenix Colossus is actually ideal. I mean,
Phoenix Colossus is very good too, but he's going straight Robo. So I'm just
true. We don't have a Stargate yet here, but yeah, I mean it makes sense, and I think that almost for Creator the play is to like not even think too much about it, just like kind of defending a Colossus tech and sort of watch for what he's going to do, because GuMiho gets a little bit of an itchy trigger finger.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's 2012 Creator. Robo 2 Forge. Are you kidding
Forges?
me? Dude.
This was on his greatest hits.
This is Creator's greatest hits here.
I saw this live.
I'm almost getting tears in my eyes. This is crazy.
This is the Creator Classic.
If I had a lighter, I would light it right now.
I would light it.
Everyone in the studio just holds up lighters and we all nod towards Creator and he winks at us.
We gotta do the modern version of that, which is where you hold up our phones and have the flashlight out and then our battery dies and we can't get a taxi home. But
is that the new thing people do?
Yeah.
The flashlights on their phones?
Yeah.
Lighters are so much cooler,
It's
tasteless.
way cooler.
Way cooler. But unfortunately, I don't have a lighter
And
because I don't need to light my candy
It's not 2025 yet when we have a lighter on our phone because they've added that in there too.
Got to be able to make fire tasteless.
So, I feel like, if I may, I feel like this build is bad, but it's cool that Creator's doing it. Double Forge on 2 base is kind of not in the modern StarCraft
it's certainly
theory.
Not. This is literally something from like 2012.
Yeah.
And we had a lot more income on all the bases.
That's it. I have this build on vinyl. We'll say that, though. I appreciate this.
He has this build on a stone tablet, tasteless.
Oh, no.
Okay.
He has this build on a stone tablet. So he has this build on a painting on a wall in a cave.
It was painted with deer blood. Okay? That's how old this build is. Okay, so he pushes this back. He has his 1-1 going. GuMiho's 1-1, or rather GuMiho's +1 is almost done. He has his third command center started on time with his third Nexus. Dude, this is really cool to see. I'm very excited.
Now, let's just point out why this is, I think, what a lot of people would say, like, not proper play. I mean, obviously, with 2 Forges, guys, yes, you get double the upgrades. But it doesn't usually pan out that well for producing off of 2 bases and also having 2 Forges. It's like trying to get 2-2 very quickly.
Yes.
Things get a little bit wonky. A lot of times you want to get 1 Forge and start an upgrade, and then a little bit later on, the other one comes in.
Yes.
It's true for armories. It's true for eBays. It's usually why we don't see even upgrades.
Yes. And it used to be the thing for Protoss, but since Legacy of the Void came out, it just has not even existed. The mineral patches are so low, you're forced to expand more. It's a more active game. So by the time you get that 2-2, like, you've been stretched too thin for how much money you've been spending on upgrades.
But that being said, I mean, GuMiho has been very passive this game. And so, I mean, 2-2, especially for the way that most of the ebb and flow of games go, that could throw GuMiho off.
Yeah.
Where he's like, what? Why? And then he like clicks on the.
There might be a battle where he's like, how'd that
he's like,
happen?
yeah, he's like, why did I lose that? And then in the last second, he clicks and sees, 2-2.
Yeah.
He
No,
just
this
screams no.
It's a real
He
possibility.
just howls at the moon.
He howls at the moon. It's a robotic howl, though, because he likes mech.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. There's a double drop going into the natural here. Pulls the probes pretty quickly. Is that pylon? Okay. No, that was something. What was that, actually?
God, that
Okay, cleans it well.
Colossus tried to elbow the medevacs out of there. He got so close.
I want to throw this out there, Tasteless, because Creator was realistically at one point in time the best double forge Colossus macro player in the world. Okay?
What's the first player we saw do this? I can't remember his name. Oh my God, I can't remember his name.
Younghwa?
No. There was another guy. He had glasses on. Ah.
I think you're thinking of Younghwa.
He
was the macro pro.
No, this is a different guy. Oh, I'll remember it later.
Okay. But anyways, here's the thought that's going through my head right now, right? Like, Creator has had a very hard time since he got second place in 2012 World Championship, okay?
Yeah.
He was fantastic back then, and then his style kind of fell off, and he fell off, and he got very emotional, and things didn't go that well for him, right? He's been such a middling to low player since then. But here he is, he's having a great day, and he's actually playing his old style. What if he said screw it, and he's like, I'm just going to do what I'm good at?
Yeah.
If he does that and that's a victory, that's amazing to me.
I mean, it's so crazy to see him playing like this. Okay, but hold on. We
Hold
talked
on,
about being spread too thin.
Ooh.
Okay, he just didn't move the army in time.
Oh, he's got to be so careful here.
Oh.
Oh, the overcharge! Oh my God, he saves that Colossi. Huge overcharge right there. Throws down those force fields as well.
All right, Creator's playing his heart out right now. GuMiho drops in the main. Another poke in here with the Colossi. Dude, he's doing it.
Yeah,
that
he
2-2's not done yet, so keep
No,
in
it's
mind.
not.
But if he sees, and we don't know if GuMiho did this, but if he clicked on the unit and sees 1-1, he knows 2-2's coming.
He flew over 2 forges.
Oh,
So
did he? Okay.
He saw the 2 forge. So that's going to make him a little bit unhappy. He does start his own 2-2, but he's going to be down a couple upgrades, and that's where, look at this, 66 probes, 2-2 finishing. This is, like, very strong for Creator. Look at this, 3 Colossi. Dude, this is a Wings of Liberty game. Look at his army. 3 Colossi, like a random immortal, 2-2 upgrades, and just a bunch of charge lots and stalkers. That is literally, we have just been transported 10 years in the past.
He's spreading his wings, man. I mean, this is crazy. And so far, dude, so good. 3-3's coming.
Of course, that's what comes after 2-2.
You can't get 4-4. That's not even in the game.
Yeah, but if it was,
He'd have it, no doubt.
he'd have it on the
Only
way.
after 3-3, though.
All right, this could be a nice night. Gotta add something to the moment.
man.
You're not saying anything.
It was the right noise to make. Okay.
Creator does not care about your metagame, and neither does GuMiho.
No.
These guys are showing us that
they're doing their own
metagame is
dance.
actually fake.
Yeah.
Evolution of strategies, that's stupid. The first strategies were the best because they've been around the longest.
The legacy strats are what stay here now. Well, clearly neither side feels really comfortable engaging the other, but we're going to get to the climax pretty soon here. Maxed out armies are going to be here shortly. Now, 2-2 finishes here for GuMiho.
GuMiho's army is not going to fight well, I don't think, once 33 is done.
Well, that's the thing. When 33 is done, there's going to be a moment that the Protoss can flex.
Yeah, and we don't see GuMiho adding anything special. He's making Vikings 2 at a time. I mean, the Vikings are great for late game. Ghosts are great, but those alone don't do it. Those don't allow you to take a really great fight, I think. Because basically, if you have like 2 forms of splash, it becomes very difficult, I think, for like you need something else in there too. Whether it is mass tank, which it's not. He has a few tanks left over, but it's not mass tank. Liberator. If you throw liberators in there, that's going to help. But I think his army situation right now is a bit weaker than Creator's. Although Creator didn't really go for a second source splash. I guess it wasn't trendy in Wings of Liberty, and he's really trying to, you know...
He's trying to keep it old school, man.
Yeah. He's trying to just do what he remembers won for him. He's like, disruptors, what are those?
All right, he's moving in now. Oh, the Stalkers blink in.
Oh, he
And
picks
they get a
up
pretty
Colossi.
good denial, but one Colosse's drop. That changes the math on everything.
Yeah, he can't attack in there. He's
No.
only, if he had a second form of splash, I'd be like, yes, let's go. But like without disruptors, without storm,
Yeah.
like you
You know, it's funny. Yeah, if he had a disruptor on the other side and he could chuck the shots through, you know, the little hallways that are created by having the barracks put close together like that, maybe.
dude, if he doesn't make a disruptor pretty soon here, like I really think he should add in a couple disruptors.
Well, it's weird because he's maxed out, right? So he has to lose something if he's
Yeah.
going to do that, and we don't know if that's going to be coming anytime soon. He can keep expanding here. I mean, basically, Terran's taken the entire first layer of bases on his side of the map. But we don't see him, you know, the further out you expand, it's a little bit harder to kind of fortify that, and especially build obstructions to stop the Protoss from getting in there.
We have +1 air attack and +1 air armor started. +1 plasma shields is coming. He is getting storm, so a second form of splash. That's nice to see. They did have High Templars back then. What's he going to make out of the Stargates? Because he keeps adding Stargates. I think if he goes Tempest, that's going to be best. Yeah, he's going Carrier. Protoss love their carriers, man.
Yeah, he's going to go into carriers, and I feel a little bit worried. I feel like
I'm a bit worried, yeah.
What you said was very important, Artosis, is that like getting the extra splash seems to make more sense, right?
Yeah.
Going into carrier, I mean, you're going to give Terran a lot more room to breathe. There's still a lot more map to expand on as well, and I have to imagine GuMiho is going to capitalize on that.
Yeah, fighting carriers is all about actual damage output, right? Like you want to be able to gun down interceptors really quickly, because then they just are flying paperweights. With Tempest, you can like bait your opponent into your army. It goes well with like high splash. He is adding some disruptors now, so that's good to see. It's not that carriers are bad, but I think easier to deal with. A nuke on the way here for GuMiho. There's high-sec auto-tracking. He's getting the blading. He's getting everything, man. All the upgrades. Mass turrets, mass command centers. Dark Shrine coming up. Observer speed.
Yeah, you know, the carriers, I just worry that they're not going to allow him to kind of penetrate that side of the map, you know? Terran's got so much infantry.
Yeah, it seems
You
a
know,
little bit tough.
I feel like Creator played, you know, a very novel, especially for, you know, 2022, a very novel play. But yeah, I thought he was going to just finish in the final pieces. He's getting disruptors now, but I feel like we're kind of past that point. Not that it's too late to get disruptors, but I think that could have been a game-swinging move to get in earlier.
Might have been earlier, yeah, when
And then
he
with the
first was maxed.
With the carriers, I just think, like, look at this. Terran's just going to make turrets. There's going to
He
be a lot
is.
of Marines here.
And GuMiho's getting a fusion core.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Calm down, GuMiho.
That was like dragging your finger over a piano. It's like
Yeah.
the song I play right there is those mules dropping down.
Patches are going to disappear very quickly there. On the Protoss side of the map, more cannons are coming down too.
Now, do you think he's going to go Liberator? No, he's getting Yamato. Okay, okay. So, battle cruisers, I mean, honestly, battle cruisers are fantastic. Excited to see them fielded here. And the game we're getting into is getting so big. This could end up like mass air against BCs, and I think GuMiho will probably outplay Creator in that situation. GuMiho, being a longtime mech player, I think is going to know very well how to play BC.
Yeah.
Also, that very short period where Nathanius tricked everyone into going BCs against Protoss.
I remember that time.
Creator was not super doing well at that time. GuMiho was, so he's going to have a little bit more with that, I think.
This game has gotten way longer than I thought it would have, and we are having way more upgrades than I imagined we could have.
Yeah, everything. Even Corvid Reactor coming up, DT Blink. I mean, double Cybernetics core upgrades here. It's awesome to see. Definitely not stuff that's expected, though.
And pretty soon here, it's going to be hard for either side to really engage the other. You know, cannons, batteries, turrets, tanks, sensor towers, you know, it's
going to be a delicate dance going on, you know? Like,
yeah, for sure. I mean,
honestly, I think in a game like this, you get Mothership, you get every upgrade. Like, you get Mothership for recall specifically, not to keep with the army.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that is actually a very powerful thing to have as a second recall. But if you put it with the army, it's a waste. It just gets EMP'd and killed by Vikings. It's like, actually, the cloak doesn't do anything. He has, how many planetaries does he have? You think he cares? Like, he can EMP, you know, like, he'll kill it so quickly, so I would like to see that.
We're getting to a point in this game where there's not going to be many more bases to take, so it's going to kind of come down to who can actually get a base set up that the other side can't poke out very quickly like we saw back there.
Bunch of BCs on the way, by the way.
Oh my god. That was crazy.
Yeah, honestly, I think they both want to lose some army.
Yeah, I think so. I think they want to fill that in with higher tech units like the battle cruisers, like the carriers.
Yeah. You got to be careful here as creator, because if the BCs are done correctly, I think they beat the carriers pretty handedly. Like, you can jump on them in Yamato, everything, stuff like that.
Right.
So you got to be really careful with them. You got to really know what you're doing. Have, you know, spell backup, whether it's quick recalls, possibly you have things like Archons and Stalkers underneath, Psystorms, things like that.
So what's actually left that's not taken? It looks like we have 1, 2, 3 bases. Protoss is taking this one at the bottom right. Although I imagine the center base for Terran that should go to them, it's going to be hard to ever actually keep that.
This is quite the game.
Well, we're ending this series on a high note, man. So we have now 13 carriers and 5 battle cruisers, max supply. So if we're going to have any more of the highest tier tech, it's going to have to be at the expense of units like these Stalkers being bled off or Marines being killed off. Like, these are clearly intended to do some damage, but basically die off because he needs another battle cruiser. And we have a fight coming up here.
Yeah, this is a lot of anti-air. The EMPs go off against this ground army. The Disruptor is actually being very helpful here. We hear a lot of ghost dying. There's a lot of turrets here. Well, that's fine. Those Marines are actually doing pretty well.
Creator's kind of doing it, man. Keep in mind that there's way more minerals in the bank and a lot of gas here for Creator. GuMiho has a lot of gas, but Terra need also a lot of minerals in the bank for that to be helpful.
Yeah, the damage output of this army with all these carriers is pretty absurd.
And at this point in time, he's just sort of death-balling his way across the map. And, the interceptors are being remade pretty easily. Terran's sending these small squads out, but what's he going to do to stop this kind of... It's like the Independence Day movie where Protoss is just going to blow up capital after capital. That's kind of happening to each of these bases.
He's got to give them a virus.
Yeah, he's got to hope that they use Windows and he can install that in virus on there.
Where are the BCs? Okay, here they are.
He's got 2 Templars for Storm.
He's got to kill some stuff because the bank is way better for Creator.
No idea how good Storm is against BCs, but...
BCs are so high health. Kind of weather it.
So he's taken out one quadrant of the Terran's position. He's going to come in here. We were talking about this base being a tough one to hold. Well, he's going to go right in on top of this first BC, but I don't think there's enough interceptors.
The Vikings, though, look at these Vikings.
Well, he's got Archons and Storm for that.
Yeah, but the Archons and Storm aren't going to pair well against these BCs.
Tempests are being made back at home for Protoss.
Tempests definitely have that very high damage.
So the base over here in this bottom right corner, it's kind of far away from everything else. That may be the next spot Protoss attacks, but for now, he's going to make 6 Tempests. We've gone full air fleets on both sides. Oh, DTs with Blink, though. A lot of them. And, you know, when you get that many DTs with Blink, even though they can't attack as fast because of the patch, it can cause a problem.
Yeah, yeah. They're still going to kind of do their job. The job that they were never meant to do,
Blink.
which
It's
is
more
blink
like
on top of a planetary to kill it.
I think it's just barely enough. Now we're gaming.
We are gaming now, my friend.
We're gaming, boys.
He's a little bit obsessed with making Archons right before they die.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, listen, that literally doesn't matter. Just run.
It's actually just better to move your screen somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well, Terran's only mining on one base realistically. I don't know what's happening at the bottom center. I guess there's a couple of patches there, but there's not workers, so maybe it's almost mined out that he's kind of ignored it.
Yeah, maybe. The Golden Armada marching right now towards GuMiho's BC fleet.
Yeah.
Not that much of a fleet, though.
Well,
look at the damage output of the Protoss army. It's almost silly. Oh, those BCs are hiding.
So they're going to try to slowly move through the bottom here.
Yeah, this is actually, it's important that he moves them around like this too, because the cooldown on BC jump is rather high.
Right.
And you actually, generally the way in the past when BCs were popular for like a very short amount of time against Protoss, it was all about jumping, right? Like you would jump on top of the army and Yamato everything, so you'd kill like half of their army instantly.
Yeah.
And then fight the rest. So that was kind of the way it was done for a bit. Ooh, that could be a nice nuke.
Yeah, this is going to be annoying for the Protoss. This is going to be a lot of damage. Just takes those cannons out. Terran's going to try to regrow over here into the top left again. I mean, what else does Protoss need to attack in again? I feel like we're kind of out of stuff to make and upgrades to get, so
yeah.
At some point in time, you need to actually come out here and try to stomp out these bases once more.
Coming forward with a ridiculous army. You know, games like this are really tough to navigate for them.
Sure.
You can see, oh, okay, finally a jump now. He sees where the, you know, the flying units are here for Protoss.
Here come the Vikings. Whoa!
Yeah.
Tempests.
Tempests are good, man. Seriously.
They're good units.
Underrated. But the Vikings doing a pretty good job. That was a good pullback against that Storm. Of course, with the Storms there now, he does have to pull back in a more permanent fashion.
Thing is, he's taking out that bottom right base again.
Dude, look at this. The BCs, they're going to get a lot of damage done. Okay, going to throw Yamatos down onto these Archons. Not bad. But he doesn't have a jump to get out of here.
Yeah, so he can kind of just chase him into the corner. And this could be huge here for GuMiho. I mean, the BCs don't have a lot of recourse against the Tempest. Even got to warp in some Stalkers, try to blink in under that.
Yeah, this is pretty bad here.
Okay, this is crazy. It's like GuMiho has painted himself into a corner.
Yeah, he has. This is why we were talking about kind of saving the jumps. Like, the jump for the counterattack was good, but then he dived and the army just comes back. Okay, finally jump comes back online, so he actually saves a fair amount. Okay, I kind of take it back. I think that this was overall good for GuMiho.
So he's going to pull out with these battle cruisers. The Vikings are going to get out here as well. Keep in mind that, like, even though that both sides have a lot of the map, there's not a lot of functional bases here. So these two have just been remade. They haven't been used yet, by the way. And there's actually not a big amount of minerals in the bank right now for GuMiho. I think Creator could take this if he plays it safely.
Yeah, I think GuMiho still has chances as well.
Yeah.
He's retained a lot of BCs still, right? He has 7, okay. He has a good amount of Vikings. He has ghosts. Oh my god.
Okay,
And then, I
minerals are
mean,
coming in.
anytime you have a command center anywhere, you can just suck up all the minerals in like 2 seconds. I love to see his income jump up like that. It's like, yeah, I'm mining over 3K minerals a second here. Ooh. These DTs are actually doing a great job scouting as well.
Yeah, they really are. A Void Ray is going to come out here and a Warp Prism. Probably the last piece of the puzzle here before he wants to attack again. I think at this point in time, Creator's also really starting to hurt here as far as income. You know, Protoss doesn't have mules.
Yeah, that's
they don't have
true.
that way to kind of explosively suck up so many resources at once.
Gas is getting really low right now as well.
Yep.
I think if Creator takes this slow, he's slightly favored.
You might be right.
I think the Tempests are like a little bit more valuable than everything else
pretty
right
much
now.
the best units, but he's going to dive on top.
Yeah, here's the move we were kind of waiting for here. No,
Seems like they
Yapado's
just
really
moved.
popping out.
Yeah.
Overcharge being used. Okay, let's see how this goes. He's got a couple, couple Void Rays in the front.
Yeah, scooting back a little bit behind the safety of the cannons. Stalker's going to come out here. The Tempests are still wailing on this army, man. GuMiho's getting lower and lower. Is Creator going to win this in the most epic fashion possible?
Oh my god, the air armies are getting completely destroyed. The Stalkers have enough in
my
GG!
God.
Creator! Creator takes it! Oh my god, Creator wins this group!
I can't believe this.
And we have a Protoss in the round of 10. Everyone, shut your mouths. The game is perfect.
I can't believe it.
Big
What an
congrats to Creator.
What an insane group he had there. And what a crazy way to end at least Creator's story for the round of 20. Man.
I am very happy for Creator right now. I am like so happy for him, Tasteless. That was a great victory in a very tough group. These are big name players. And he won it. After so long of not having really great results, he just had a great one right here. And he's the first Protoss to advance to the next round.
That is so cool. And dude, I don't think anybody expected results like this today. We're not done yet, by the way, guys. Interview time.
The first player to move out of Group D is Creator, and he's a Protoss player. Right, congratulations, Creator. Thank you. Well, sincere congratulations.
GSL에서 16강 이상의 성적을 낸 게
And Creator.
12년 이후 10년 만이거든요.
The last time you went past the round of 16 was back in 2012. So how do you feel today?
꿈만 같고
Well, everything feels surreal. It feels like a dream come true.
아직 실감이 잘 안 나지만
And you know, everything just seems
모르겠어요. 기쁜
surreal. You know,
있는데
I'm really happy, but you know, everything it takes a lot of time to process all through this. Well, Creator, you're the first Protoss to move on to round of 10 so far. So I think this means special to you.
주변 분들이나
Well, even before the match, you know, all the people around me told me that Protoss has no hope so far, and then they wish that I would be the first player to move on as a Protoss player. Well, Creator, you made a big accomplishment today.
사실 오늘 경기력 정말 대단했죠.
Well, Creator, you've shown great performance today overall.
마지막 경기 이재련소
The last game.
팀으로 밀어붙이다가 스카이토스로 그 후반 싸움.
You went for the sky toss in the late game to secure your victory. So can you talk us through the background behind that?
제가 레더 게임을 하면서
Well, my letter
형이랑
games.
사실 많이 만났어요.
I played against Bjorn a lot of times,
너무 잘하시더라고요.
and he was so good.
이길 수 그러니까 병재형 스타일에
I mean, I played against GuMiho in the ladder,
이렇게 하면은
and you know, I was wondering how I can beat him. And then you know, today's strategies were a product of my ladder games against GuMiho.
선수의 발목을 잡고 계시는 것 같아요. 슈퍼 토너먼트 16강에서 3대0 셧아웃을 선물하고 오늘도 또 2대1로 또 승리를 거뒀습니다.
In the super tournament before, in the round of 16, you beat GuMiho before, and today you beat him 2-1 as well.
하드 와이어에서는 역시 운영으로 이겼었다가
In Hard Warrior, you were able to beat him with the macro.
당하고 약간 3세트에서 광자포로
And in the second game, you lost to the proxy spawning pool rush.
민수의 발목을 의도치 않게 잡고 있는데
You know, somehow I'm bogging down Solar so far as right now. which I'm not intending to do.
하지 못한 빌드였는데 리플레이를 보니까 대처할 수 있었더라고요.
I mean, there was a build that I could not cope within the game, but later I realized that I could have defended against it.
네, 준비를 해서 자신 있게 플레이했던 것 같아요.
But in the later game, I think I was able to play with confidence against Solar.
드려보겠습니다. 오늘 저희가 첫 프로토스 진출이기 때문에
Well, Creator, you're the first Protoss to move on to round of 10, so this is very special to us.
하나씩 얘기를 해보겠습니다. 사실 장현 선수 예전에는 경기하고 나면
So Creator, before,
변화가 다
you know,
느껴지는
after your match finishes, you
좀
are famous for showing your emotion very directly.
좀 느끼세요?
So do you think there's a bit of improvement in your
일단
mentality?
제가 개인적으로 그 이사를 해가지고
Well, personally,
좀 모르겠어요. 마음이 좀
I moved out recently,
편해졌다고 해야 되나요?
and it feels like I gained more
편하게 하다 보니까 좀
serenity in my mind,
나오고, 긴장도 아예 안 하는 것
and the nervousness has definitely went away a bit. Has gone away a bit.
그동안 프로토스 선수들이 없어서 그동안은 얘기를 듣지 못했는데
You know, so far we have not had a single Protoss player, and the balance topic has been very, very hot and controversial at the same time. So what do you think about the balance patch?
할 말이 많죠. 많은데
Well, there's a lot to say,
원래
for sure.
끝나고 좀 토스가 그
After IEM Katowice and seeing that there are no Protoss players up around, I realized that this is Protoss' demise, and then I came back to Korea. And then I heard that there's gonna be a nerf to Protoss, and then I was kind of shocked to hear that Protoss is gonna get worse than right now.
토스가 안 좋다고 생각하고 하니까 심리적인 것
But
때문에 다 지더라고요.
when I kept practicing, I kept thinking to myself that Protoss is the weak race, and that actually harmed my win rate in solo rank in later games. But right now I try to keep a positive mindset. Well, so far we had some very impressive interviews from Terran players. Byun, before he said that now the Protoss is nerfed, it's become a very balanced game.
개인적으로 좀 망언이라.
What do you think about that? I think that's atrocious. I think that's not reasonable at all.
너무해요, 병렬이요.
I think he was being a bit over the line, a bit over the top.
아마추어 유저들이 흘린 눈물을 생각하면 프로토스의 너프는 괜찮다 하셨거든요.
And I think
사실 아마추어 분들 생각하면은 저도 인정하는 부분이에요.
in the perspective of amateur Zerg players,
토스 이기가
this balance might seem fair to them.
이해는 하는 부분인데.
So I do understand a bit. But I'm a pro gamer
때문에
and I have to play in matches, competitive matches.
지금 밸런스는 말이 안
So currently, I think the balance is not in the right position. It should be fixed.
프로토스 나쁜지 모르겠다 이야기하시고 변현우 선수는 심지어 프로토스가 좋은 것 같다 하셨거든요.
And Byun, before he said that Protoss is the stronger race out of the three races. So what do you think about that?
후반 가면 뒷심이 좀 딸리지 않나. 후반 하면 잘하거든요.
Well, I do feel like Protoss is strong in the early phase, but it really lacks the power in the late phase. And I think that's why he said that. Alright, so there was a balanced discussion with Creator. So Creator, this season looks different for you. So before you go, anything you want to say?
사실 팬분들께서 응원해주시면 굉장히 힘이 나거든요.
Honestly, when my fans cheer for me, it's a big help to me.
오랫동안 못 하다
It makes me
보니까
perform better.
많이
And I have not had the good I haven't had a good performance for many years, but I'll try to win this season. And I'll try really hard. So I hope the fans will continue to cheer me on.
박수호 선수, 장욱 선수, 김도욱 선수.
And also I want to thank Cure, DRG, and Nightmare for helping me with the scrims.
아낌없는 지원 너무 감사드립니다.
And I also want to thank Team MV for their everlasting support. Once again, congratulations, Creator. Thank you.
네, 이렇게
Thank you, Andy. Man, I just can't believe Creator moved out.
I know.
What a crazy result for this group. That is so cool.
It's awesome to see. And he really kind of fell back into older styles and older builds and played really well. It seems like his attitude is improving. This is awesome to see. I'm really happy for him.
It's really cool, man. And look, congratulations to him. I mean, this is probably one of the best days in his career in a while.
Oh, yeah.
And, for each of these guys, it's different. Some of these guys win so many GSLs. Some of these guys have to fight just to get to that next level. He did it, the first Protoss to do it. Up next, we have the elimination match. It's going to be Trap and Solar.
Yeah, that's kind of wild that one of them is going to fall out. We'll see who's going to go up to fight GuMiho, but I think GuMiho has solid chances to advance still. He played very well
Yeah,
tonight so far.
GuMiho's looking better than them right now. Short break, guys. We will be right back.